And welcome back. Dr. Whitney Oakley, Guilford County Schools Superintendent, is here answering your questions. You see the number that's there at the bottom. Let's go to some of those questions. This one says, why can't my child get a bus for summer school? The school said I registered too late, but the deadline was before school was over. And why can't they add him now?
Sure. So we do have to build bus routes before we actually run the buses. And so the deadline was before school got out, before summer school started. We can always add students to the bus route, but it does take several days to process that. So it may not be ready that week, but it can get in the queue so that the student can get added to the bus. But it's not an overnight, because as soon as we add a student or remove a student, it changes the whole bus route.
Okay, and let's talk about this. This person's talking about summer school, but let's talk about next fall and the bus routes. They are already also, the registration is closed for that.
Yeah, so what we build our initial bus routes on, that window has closed. However, we still have transportation request forms online, and the soonest we can get them, the better. So the sooner we receive those transportation request forms, the sooner we can add students to a route. It's not a guarantee, but as soon as their route time is confirmed, they get that information. They can also access it at their school's open house, which we'll be welcoming back students in really no time. And so they'll be able to know exactly when, what the stop time is, and all of that information as we start the new school year. But it's time. Now's the time to get that information.
Okay, so parents, if you're thinking to yourself, my kid needs to ride the bus in the fall, and you have not signed them up, you need to go online, do that now, and then you need to wait for that email and see what happens.
Or even my student might ride the bus in the fall. Better safe than, to go ahead and get them on the route.
Okay. Yeah. This person's asking, why can't we make school schedules that work? Elementary starts way too early.
It does. I have one elementary school student, and it is very early. I can tell you, the reason is we have to run a 3-tiered bus route. And so we have to have our bus route set up so essentially the same bus driver can drive for elementary school, middle school, and high school. The burden is the same for high school students who are at school very late in the afternoons and evenings. And so until we have enough bus drivers and we pay them enough to not have 50 bus driver vacancies, we have to run that 3-tier system. We know that the elementary start time can be a burden and that it's very early, but we can't fix that system until we address those vacancies. The 3-tier system is how we have to run it now to be able to provide transportation to families at elementary, middle, and high school and magnet schools.
And you have 50 vacancies.
Yeah, it's been around 50 vacancies, with about 30,000 students accessing bus services.
Okay. This next question is, will the pay increase for classified workers include teacher assistants?
It does. It includes all classified frontline employees.
This person's asking about mold or mildew issues at either Dudley or Lincoln, and will that be resolved while school is out?
So, there are work orders that are submitted when issues come up. We do those on a prioritized basis. Certainly, if it's a safety concern, we address those first. Lots of work happens over the summer, whether it's HVAC systems that need upgrading, cafeteria lines so that we're ready to serve food. So we go in the order of need in terms of those work orders, and we'll certainly address those safety issues first.
Okay. This next question is, will teachers continue to receive their current supplement?
Nothing has changed about the current teacher supplement. We just did not get the additional increase. So we're thinking about other ways we can provide a bonus for teachers, but an additional teacher supplement was not included in the county's recommended budget, mostly because we're trying to address that classified frontline worker pay. But we're considering what we can do feasibly with other fiscal resources to make sure that we continue to invest in our teachers. We want to be competitive across the state.
Okay. This next question is, what do you feel most proud of as you finish your first year as superintendent?
I think more than anything, the fact that we listen to more than 8,000 people who broadly believe in our school system. This community really does believe in Guilford County Schools and wants to be helpful. They shared what their concerns were, what their priorities are, what their hopes and dreams are for the future. So I think what I'm most proud of is that people showed up. They shared their support, they shared their concerns, and they want to be a part of the solution. And we've developed our strategic direction to be able to encompass that and have a path forward. They also said, don't just ask us now because you're new. Like, come back and say, here's what we're doing, and here's the progress that we've made. And so I think just the broad community support is unmatched, and that makes me more proud than anything else.
Okay, we're continuing to take your questions to the superintendent. We'll be right back after this break.